Good morning, team. Another amazing week in the stock market. Before we get started, Powell does speak on Wednesday. It's the FOMC meeting, so definitely look forward to that. We should get some interesting action to start the week before he actually says anything. So looking at the SPY on the 20-day 1 hour, you can see that we are basically below the 20-day trade line over here. MACD has not crossed over. It is in its bullish position. RSI is leveling flat over here. If we continue to reject this trade line, we could actually start pulling back down. This dotted orange line actually represents my 180-day trade line over here, which once we start to break that zone, we could basically get into a bearish stance. Watch for the break of 390, then we could start going to 386 and maybe even 380. Right now, the 180-day is on a bullish stance as well, with it being crossed up. RSI is basically flat in the middle. So with the 20-day and 180-day with a bullish stance right now, watch for the break above 396, and then we could basically start pushing up towards 403. We are on a descending wedge. If I zoom out, we've been basically making lower highs. So watch for around this zone, this 400 zone, 396 to 400 for some possible resistance. If not, we could start going to 403, which is this blue dotted line represents my 1 year traded line, right? So overall, a few levels to watch out for. We are right below the 20-day SMA, which can act as resistance around like 396. We rejected it basically once before, and we basically, this looks like a double top in form. So watch to see if this 20-day crosses down, and definitely set your alert to see if we start to break that 180-day trade line for any possible downside. So I'm keeping the watch list short. Want to be micro focused, especially when we don't have true direction. You don't want to be hopping from stock to stock. So next one we're going to talk about is infamous Tesla. Tesla is flat over here around the 667, 668 price point. I think we need to watch for a break above 690, which was a previous support before. Once we break 690, we should start pushing up towards the 720 ranges. So watch for that. 690 towards those 720 ranges. And to the downside, we are finding some type of support around 660. You can see we bounced off of it multiple times. Even when we dropped, this was basically like a pause before we ended up dropping even more. So watch for the break of 660, and then we can start basically retesting the 633. RSI is basically flat, more towards the oversold side. MACD does look like it wants to cross over. It just looks very indecisive, just like what the SPY was overall looking like. 180 day is actually crossed down. You can see we are below the trade line as well. So these are bearish signs for Tesla. So Tesla may continue to struggle to break above that 690 zone. If we do, we could see some more downside. If we break it and the 180-day crosses over, we could see some possible upside. Last but not least, we're going to talk about Apple. Apple over here basically pulled down. We're basically moving sideways over here. Everything seemed to have a little bounce on Friday, leading into Powell. I think Biden had a speech this morning as well too, about giving more military support to Taiwan and Ukraine. So definitely want to see what's going to happen with that. 140 towards 144. For the upside, 136 to 132 for the downside. 180-day looks like it wants to cross over. And then if we look at the 20 days already crossed over. So we looked at the larger charts for the SPY. Kind of want to check the smaller charts as well. Typically, you look at the smaller charts, you can see what is possible for happening. I know it's only 6:30 a.m. right now, but could be a good insight of what may happen. So right now, the RSI is kind of in the middle over here. So we want to see it either extremely overbought, then we could possibly look for a sell-off before the bell, or extremely oversold, then we could possibly look for a bounce before the bell. So let's see what happens. Hopefully you guys all have a green trading day. This is not the week before Powell, right? The week Powell speaks on Wednesday, but you guys definitely want to be cautious before hopping into any plays before he speaks. So I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys all have a green trading day later.